to another 31 Days of Horror 2020 video. We went back to the Blumhouses for the second of the 4 new horror films that the Blumhouse has done for Amazon. And technically this would be the third because Fantasy Island was a Blumhouse production, but you just want my phone. But yes, so our second Blumhouse film, technically third, was Evil Eye. Woo! Evil Eye! Yes, essentially an Indian film, in a sense. This is a film about a superstitious mother who is convinced that her daughter's boyfriend is the reincarnation of the man who tried to kill her 30 years previously. Ooh! And it all revolves around the evil eye. Ooh! Yes. Apparently he cursed her with the evil eye when he was dying. And they carry around evil eye trinkets and medallions and bracelets to ward off evil. That's the name of the movie. So, what is the idea here? Again, these are Blumhouses. They deal with family. This is an Indian mother who's, if you know anything about Indian families and their attempts to set up their sons and daughters with people to get married. You know, they always want them married before a certain age, right? Because after a certain age, they're no good anymore. It's like they're a rotten apple at that point. So you got to be married by a certain age. Well, this woman's daughter's getting to that age, so she's got to be married off. And of course, she's been living in America, so she's not really into the old traditional Indian ways.
She was only 29.
Yes.
Did you say that?
No, I'm not saying specifically ages.
It needs to be said.
So, yeah, she's more of a contemporary girl and is tired of her mother setting her up on dates with all of these very nice boys. And eventually she meets this boyfriend, and of course her mom is starting to get these sort of like flashbacks of when she was, you know, a young lady dating this boy who was abusive and eventually tried to kill her. And so she's having all these kind of flashbacks, and she's checking in and doing background checks on her boyfriend, and everything seems to line up. The stars are lining up that this boyfriend must be the reincarnation of the guy who tried to kill her. So you can imagine that most of this film, my pumpkin, is very much more along the lines of a family drama, with some elements of, is my mom crazy, or is this truly the reincarnation of the man who tried to kill her? You'll have to watch the film to find out. There is the pumpkin. But yes, I was surprised at the people they had involved in this film. Directed by two I think they're brothers, Ellen Dasani and Rajiv Dasani. They've worked on a couple of other films together, but I don't recognize any of them. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? I'm trying to shoot a video here.
Trying to shoot a video!
Where's the alligator go? Where'd the lion go? You had the lion too.
James, come here.
Go see mommy. But yeah, as the mother is Sarita Choudhury, who you may know from The Hunger Games, Lady in the Water, A Perfect Murder, all sorts of television. Even Jessica Jones, if you watch that series from Netflix. A very, very well-established actor. As the father, we've got Bernard White. Bernard White, yes. You may know him from the Matrix films.
James.
What, buddy? What? He was also in the Captain America, the Winter Soldier, the Aerialist, and all sorts of awesome stuff. He's also a very, very adept actor. Does a lot of one-offs here and there. But yeah, I mean, both of these are very, very, it's funny, he often plays, much like several other people, whenever they need sort of like a character of a certain racial persuasion, they get the call, right? He's one of those guys, but yeah, both of those two people are very, very, very well acted actors. They've done a lot. The daughter, on the other hand, I didn't quite recognize her. Sunita Mani. She apparently was in Mr. Robot. I mean, I saw Mr. Robot. I didn't really recognize her per se. But she has been in quite a few things as well. Not really a horror type actor just yet. But I mean, yeah, just a bunch of stuff. If you watch Glow, that wrestling thing, I think it's a Netflix original. She plays Arti Prem Kumar. So, had I watched Glow, I would probably know who she was. Also in this is the boyfriend. Not the old boyfriend, but the new boyfriend, played by Omar Maskati, who I didn't recognize. And I don't even recognize anything that he's really in. But that being said, this is very much it's a very, very mild horror film. It's almost not a horror film, but at the same time it's like a horror film for those people who don't like horror films per se. I don't know if you are of maybe Indian or Sri Lankan or somewhere in those descent, you probably will get a lot more out of this film than many others, because you'll be able to relate to a lot of the stuff that's going on, to arranged marriages and the whole culture aspects. But that being said, it's still an okay watch. It's just I kind of expected more. Nothing really happens in this film until really the climax. Up until the climax, it's mostly just, dating, conversations between the mom and the daughter, and then, trying to, all these, just essentially conversations between mom and daughter about finding the right guy. Why haven't you found a man? Why aren't you dating this person? Why aren't you dating that person? Blah, 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 blah. That kind of conversations. And then eventually she finds somebody, and of course, mom turns from, I wish you would find someone, to, I wish you would get rid of that guy. So yeah, the daughter's just fed up with mom because she can't have it anyway. You know, mom's never happy essentially. And I'm sure some people can relate to that. They're like, really? James may end up being able to relate to that. James, why can't you find a good woman? That woman is not good enough for you. I can see Leslie saying in the future. Yeah? Yeah? What did you think about it? Oh, okay. Okay. Good to know. But yeah, I was a little disappointed that it wasn't more horrific. This guy's got all the stuff to say about the movie, I'm telling you. If only I understood him. Where'd it go, buddy? But yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those horror films that's just kind of mildly horror. It's mostly family drama, with a little bit of maybe a supernatural element, if you will. But yeah, this is the second Blumhouse film, and I'm feeling a little disappointed in the Blumhouses. It's almost like they had a mandate of make a horror film that any audience can watch. Right, buddy? You're like, why wasn't it a cartoon? But yeah, it's weird. I don't think I'd recommend this to most horror hounds, honestly. You'd probably be very, very disappointed in it. Find it boring, even. To a general populace, if you're into dramas and family dramas, and horror isn't really your thing, but you're looking for something to watch, like, you know, Halloween and October and stuff like that. You want to watch a horror movie, but you don't want anything too scary. Yeah. Then Evil Eye is probably right up your alley. Yep. I don't think the pizza cart is what they need, buddy. That being said, what are you doing? If I had to give Evil Eye a rating, I'd probably give it a 2. Really, it loses a lot of points in terms of not being very scary or really horrific in any way, shape, or form. And I didn't really... Yeah, you're not even seeing me. You're just seeing him at this point. I'm not. I didn't really find that the film. The whole idea of the flashbacks and the sense, you know, that the mother got as to thinking that this was the, you know, reincarnation of her old boyfriend. It's really hard for, I get the filmmakers to sort of push her in that direction. Once she, you know, like once she does, you know, the astrology and does the background checks and stuff, it becomes more realistic to have her think that way, but she's just having like migraines and having these flashbacks of when she was, you know, being assaulted and such like that. So that's what kind of, you know, the supernatural, the superstitious portion draws her towards that from that point forward. And I didn't necessarily get into that part of the film. I didn't necessarily like the way they portrayed that set of the film. So yeah, definitely I'm going to go with 2 out of 5. Not going to recommend it unless, you know, you wouldn't be somebody watching this video anyways. It's not for horror hounds. It's more for people who are into family dramas who want something horror for October. Let me know if you watch them, Blumhouse films at all, any of them, specifically this one. Comment down below. Love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Till next video, take care. Have a good one.